Hey everyone, this is Steph, and I'm going to give you a holiday tip of the week. So today I really wanted to review past performance and how that can impact and influence our 2022 strategy for the holiday. So first, there's a ton of data to look at, and where I really like to start is maybe digging into those different segments that you typically target. So we can look at paid visitors versus return visitors and all sorts of different customer lists too. I'd like to take a look at top channels and segments for a client to review how they're really engaging with pop-ups. So for us, that's engagement rate. Are they clicking on a coupon code is what I'm asking. Are they closing out of the pop-up soon? That can really influence where and when we place pop-ups for the holiday season in order to get that engagement rate. So really what other numbers we're looking for here too would be average order value, bounce rate, cart abandonment rate. And once I have these numbers, I'm developing a pop-up experience from arriving to site to exiting or cart abandonment. Here's a great example of a segment I would look at for the holiday season. So we could take a look at average order value of a paid visitor because you are investing a little bit more in driving that customer or that visitor to site. So from last holiday season, let's say we look at this segment and we see that this segment actually spent on average $125 per order. But naturally, that segment is spending around $95 per order outside of the holiday season. So with this info in mind, I would set up a banner with a threshold to free shipping based on or applied to orders over 100 or 115, 25. You can play around with your margins at that point. But my goal here is to continue driving other customers, other types of visitor segments to that 125 threshold that I saw this segment reach last year. There may be more influencing that segment and why they saw that type of average order value increase. So those are additional numbers we would want to look into. In the example I just mentioned, I used that difference in what was spent to determine this strategy. So we can use the same thought process when we look at new versus return visitors or new versus return customers. So two different segments there to think of. One is a little obviously further in getting to know your brand, and one is just getting started if they're new. When you look at past performance, we also want to actually think about when did the season start for you on your website or anywhere else that you're selling. That could be maybe early October, or maybe it doesn't start till right on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But knowing that can influence whether we present an early sale, which can lead to higher conversions a little earlier and overall increase that revenue throughout the holiday season, or we can implement an extended sale that drives maybe into February. I'm not sure, it depends on the industry, right, and what you're selling to really make it make sense. But knowing when your season starts and when people are actually browsing, that can take you through different flows and how you want your pop-ups to really drive them through the funnel for the holiday season. This is traffic that is maybe not ever going to come back to your site depending on who they're shopping for, why they're shopping. So really make the most of that and keep it simple when it comes to the messaging that you're using for these different segments. Lastly, I would take a look at your product line and understand, or better yet, just really see what your customers are already telling you. What are they bundling naturally? What did they do last year in terms of buying this item and also buying this item? And was that a specific segment that did that? Knowing this is really going to allow us to cross-sell or upsell now during the holiday season based on data that your customers or your visitors already gave us. So if we know what product they bought, we can also target them if they're on that same product page on site and really give them just a customized experience because we know what they've bought, we know what they're browsing now, and we know what goes well with it based on what our customers told us. So it's a win-win from there. When it comes to the holiday season, when we set up pop-ups, we really want to base it off of behavior too. So holiday season, these might not be our typical visitors, but take that and how they're behaving on site, whether it's how much they've scrolled on their page or how long they've spent on a certain page. Consider that before you present a pop-up. If they are looking to exit a little sooner, maybe a lead capture isn't the best idea there, and we want to prioritize the conversion at that point. So at this point, we are prepping for holiday. It's a great time to really A/B test and see what locations, what copy works for your different segments. Maybe your paid visitors really like opting into a monthly giveaway, and your giveaway is just like the best in the industry. Or maybe that 10% deal is gonna do it. So play around with those different messages and how they impact engagement rate, click rates, coupon code clicks. That's all data that can really tell us if, hey, if they're not clicking on the coupon code, let's just auto apply it. Let's make it super easy. So those little things can go a long way in keeping people on site as well. When it comes to testing, don't be afraid to test, like, let's just say this is my screen, a bottom pop-up versus a center pop-up, right? Or maybe one that just fires from the top here or from the top down. So knowing these different locations and where someone is most likely to engage, maybe it's a side right here, that's really going to help you just know, okay, we're doing side pop-ups for the holidays. We know that's gonna lead it. We know center pop-ups maybe get more close rates, so this is the direction that we wanna go in. So test those locations. If it doesn't yield anything, at least we know, center pop-up will do it. But I think you can't go wrong in any testing that you do right now to impact what performance will be for the holiday season. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best of luck in selling anywhere that you're going to sell, and I hope that you keep up with our tips by subscribing below.